Let's face it, we are a nation that is more often than not completely fascinated by the latest shiny thing every single day. We are far too often distracted by the mundane, the meaningless, the idiocy around us. But this week, the critical issue of immigration exploded on the national landscape and became something even the clueless were talking about. Thanks to the man who has no fear of what's said about him. He has no concern about those who criticize him. He has no worry about those businesses who no longer want to work with him. He doesn't care. And no doubt he is right more often than wrong. That is what he would say. Donald Trump may not win the Republican presidential nomination nor the presidency, but he could. And this week he reignited a firestorm about immigration that has left everyone an opinion on the Donald. And we caught the wave firsthand right here on Newsmax and the Hardline. So rock on, true believers. Thanks for joining us. See you Monday.
Donald Trump is a very serious, calculating person. He knows what he's doing. His entire goal in this process is to build up his brand name. I think he overreacted here. Clearly, he didn't intend for Univision and NBC and Macy's to drop him, and that certainly is not good for business. But Donald Trump has to be taken seriously. He's not a clown, but he is P.T. Barnum.
Our immigration laws are fundamental. They are essential to national security, public safety. And that's what the laws deal with. It's about keeping foreign nationals who have no inherent right to enter the United States out of our country. We do this as civilians, as ordinary citizens, and we look through the peephole before letting strangers into our homes. So Trump really is igniting a firestorm that's a long time coming.
Donald Trump would be happy to get 2% of the Latino vote. He'll never, much less win the Latino vote. And I think the other Republican candidates, to get enough support from Hispanics, and they need at least 40% of the Hispanic vote to be competitive at the national level, they need to distance themselves from Donald Trump and basically isolate him. They have to rebuke him forcefully. I think Marco Rubio has done it. I think Jeb Bush has done it. And Governor Perry as well.
Many people, including many Democrats, think that the Republicans are really on their back foot now because of Donald Trump on the issue of immigration. And I would really disagree with that. First of all, the Sensko issue kind of raises some of the unintended consequences, if you will, of some of the anti-immigration movement. But also, the GOP is on the right side of this issue, and they're on the popular side. They're talking about secure borders. No one's talking about deportations or self-deportation. We're talking about secure borders and then various pathways to legal status. And I think that's kind of where the American people are.
If you are not in favor of porous borders, if you want the borders to be secured first, that makes you a bigot. That makes you, as your guest said, ganging up on illegal aliens. Nothing could be further from the truth. This detainer order, the sheriff said he couldn't follow it unless you have a court order. And ICE says we don't have enough people to get court orders. So the logical extension here is that nothing is going to happen. This is why Donald Trump has struck a nerve.
I still think that Donald Trump will maintain a level of support and probably enough to get into that first debate with the top 10 candidates. But that's about as far as he can go because there are people out there who just simply said, there's enough people out there who simply said, we'll never vote for him. So it's kind of, it's an interesting candidacy, obviously one that the other Republicans, as we just heard from Marco Rubio, are not very happy about because of the picture they paint of the Republican Party. But he's going to be around.
I think the illegal immigration issue and the sanctuary city issue is one that he clearly touched a chord with the American people, and it has to be debated and it has to be discussed. What I regret is that the subject was introduced and the debate was initiated by disparaging a group of people, and I can't support that, and I don't agree with that. And I do believe we've got the strongest stable of Republican candidates for president in 35 years since Ronald Reagan, and that this has been a big distraction, and it has tainted an awful lot of the way the American people perceive our Republican Party and our Republican candidates because of what Donald Trump said about the Mexicans.
Reince Priebus has a point. The bottom line is that Donald's sucking all the oxygen out of the room from Fox News to Newsmax, and herein lies my concern with the Donald. Being right doesn't win elections, even though he may be focused on some of the right issues. Perception actually wins elections, and right now we have two candidates in the top tier, Scott Walker and Marco Rubio, who nobody in the Republican primary really knows about. They have a chance to be the nominee, and basically we're focused on Trump 24/7.